Now, most of the time, Jesus does, in especially Luke's gospel, he pairs the miracle with the message. And that's what he does here for Peter and his gang of fishermen. Right in verse 4, we see this. When he had finished speaking, Jesus, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep water and let down your nets for a catch." "Master," Simon replied, "we've worked hard all night long and caught nothing. But if you say so, I'll let down the nets." When they did this, they caught a great number of fish, and their nets began to tear. So they signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. They came and filled both boats so full they began to sink. Right here, we see Peter trust Jesus. Jesus has presented the message of God's word, and then he looks at Peter and tells him to cast out his nets. It's time for the miracle. Now, here's the thing. We don't know how much Jesus knew about fishing, right? He was a construction guy. He did construction work. We don't know how many times Joseph took him fishing, right? But we do know that Peter and his gang knew a lot about fishing. That was their family's livelihood. Probably passed down from Peter's father to Peter, from his friends' fathers to his friends. So Peter knew that fishing during the daytime just doesn't work. That's why they fished at night. That they would go out on the water when it was cooler and the fish would come closer to the surface. And besides that, it wasn't simply just casting a line, right? They had these huge nets that they had to go and cast out. And it took a lot of time and energy to do this. And just think about this. He was told to cast that net. He had just finished cleaning. He had just cleaned that net. He was ready to go home. And Jesus says, "Cast that net." He had been out fishing all night long. They were tired because they had been out all night long. They were frustrated. And why were they frustrated? Any fisherman would know. Because they hadn't caught a single thing. They'd been out all night and they hadn't caught a single thing. And then this non-fisherman comes to these professional fishermen and tells them to cast out their net. This would have seemed ludicrous to Peter and to his friends. The conditions weren't right. The timing wasn't right. Failure seemed imminent.